Oh, hey folks, my interesting life it is for me indeed. What I'm going to do now is I came to Aldi and I got my pickles, the half sours that I'm so fond of. I could only get one bread. I only bought $15 on me. I thought I had more money on me. I got 2 things of cheese, half sour pickles, and butter. And I will be in high cotton here shortly. And what happened was I got up at 6:30 this morning. Right now it's around, I guess it's a little bit after 11 o'clock. And maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's coming up on 12. But I've walked nonstop. And this is going to qualify because I went and I bought groceries, but I never left my feet. So I'm going to set a new walking record. Although that's not really true. I walked about 31 miles. One time. That was my record in one day. And I got up at 5 a.m. and I left by 5:45. And I left, my mom was alive back then, and I took the wrong directions at one point, which cost me. And I'm sorry, folks. I've got Rudy here, and he really gives me a black eye. I have been doing a little bit of dumpster diving, which will just augment the good stuff. So we got I was going to buy lettuce, but I'm afraid to buy it because when I buy it, it always goes bad. So I was able to get a couple things here. I got some beautiful raspberries and some of that trail mix and a couple tomatoes. So that's going to do it. And these raspberries, I think they're still good. I'm going to eat them immediately because they're good for you. And I got to wash them, of course, and 4 nice tomatoes to round out the bunch. I'm doing this because, well, first of all, I got to eat, right? You got to eat. Like they say, Checkers, right? Or what is that now? It's Checkers, but there's another name for it, too. I have 2 names for that. Checkers and Sonic or something. I forget. It's not Sonic. It's another one. But anyways, I'm doing it because we have a subscriber here that never misses a show. And his name is Rudy. It's not really his real name, but who knows what his real name is. But he keeps me on the straight and narrow. So when I use these words that I've heard in these comic magazines that I read, sometimes I have a little trouble with looks like we've hit a homeless encampment here. Okay, well, whatever. All right, whatever, right? Okay, but they're a little messy here, I see. That's a lot of mess there. I think I'd be cleaning that up, frankly, if I lodged here. But anyways, such is the life of someone like me. Okay, so anyways, that's something I share with the people in common on the street, right? And I had to buy a 13-cent bag. So now, let me tell you what I'm up to. I can't check the time because I have to turn off the phone. Do you know what time it is? Hey, do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? What time is it? 11:35. Thank you. All right, so right now it's officially tied my record because I started walking this morning as the break of dawn, and you could see that on my video where I talked about 2024 and 2026 story time, and that was 6:30. So 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. So we're at 5 hours right now, and I'm going to break my record of all time being up on my feet for 5. You know, when I work at that store, I'm always on my feet too. So it's not like anything really remarkable. But folks, walking is very good for the body. And you know, we're lucky to have Rudy here because it's Rudy Fernandez. That's the one. I don't know if that's his real handle or not. But we're lucky to have Rudy here because he really participated in my rebirth. I told him as such. It's the only comment I have on this channel because it's so new. But he keeps me on the straight and narrow and double checking all my words because, you know, it's ridiculous. He caught me on the one that I didn't know. Otherwise, my English is gooder than his, okay? We have another one of these things. This is, of course, everybody's so smart. They all rejuvenate. they all rejuvenate and climb back up the tree. And by the way, folks, this one right here, he's pretty fresh. So the cold weather, it's now, oh fuck, that thing smells. Woo! That's what happened last time. We had hundreds came down at the library, and I mean, you couldn't even walk in there. That's really bad. It smells. Partly because I turned it over when I kicked it, but no matter. The buzzards have been enjoying a feast. They've been all over the place for good reason, but don't think that these things just reanimate and get cold and then they sleep and then they wake up. That's not the way it works, at least not in the normal sense. And I know that Rudy will look up onto Google and it'll say, what by percentage, how many of these lizards die from the cold weather? And he'll very insistently tell me that only 4% of them or 1% die. Well, maybe true, who knows? But I mean, folks, these things are all over the place. And what it did was they're still dying. I went out and I walked today, and they're still dying. They're still coming out of their trees, falling out, coming out of the bushes and trying to get to the cement that's warm. But the problem is, a lot of them now, this is about what happened in 2008. It's getting to be about the same. Because in 2008, it was colder. It went down to like 33, same thing. But it was overcast, which means that they could not, for like 4 days, it was overcast. 3 days, and they couldn't sun themselves. And they wound up dying, quite a few of them. Now, by percentage, I can't tell you by percentage how many they died from, in percentage. But I will tell you that there are a lot of these things that have died. And like I told you, not all of them have died. A couple resilient ones lived. So the problem is, the ones that were alive 5 days ago, 6 days ago, like maybe 5 days ago, the ones that were alive then, they may not be now, because every night they are treated to 53, 54 degrees, and these things just don't tolerate cold weather hardly at all. They have a real hard time, as a matter of fact. They're not adaptable to cold weather, typically. So, at least not from what I've seen down here. I may be in error if they are living up in Titusville and Orlando and, around that area. Because folks, I'm telling you, I haven't been to the Ocala National Forest in a long time. I used to go maybe like once a year, every couple of years, with my friends up there and stuff. We drive up there. Now let me tell you something. It gets fucking cold up in Orlando. They had 5 degrees above zero. Not Celsius. 5 degrees above zero. Well, I remember at one time it was around 15, 20 years ago. And that's incredibly difficult. Sunny, I grant you. So the lizards may be able to survive if they're in the sun. But after a while of this cold weather, they just can't hold on. And you see them trying to crawl out onto cement, because cement will hold the heat on the bottom of their bodies. And then if it's sunny, they get heat on the top. But even if they make it and they go back to their trees or whatever it is, bushes, this 4, 5, 6, 8, I think now we're at, what is it now? Sunday? It started Sunday night, and now it is Tuesday. So we've had more than a week of this. And I know it's only going down to 55 or 54 every night now for the last 4 or 5 nights. But, iguanas, they just can't recover from this kind of carnage. It just keeps getting cold, and they might survive a few days, but it weakens them. But like I told you, not all of them died. I saw one that was fluorescent green, and boy, was he a very healthy one, and he strided his way away from me like 10 miles an hour or something. He was very, very alive. So that one, maybe he had a place, maybe he escaped from somebody's house. Who knows? You know, I don't know. But they're rams among the sheep. Anyways, folks, take care. That's my update. I've got some beautiful garbage picked tomatoes. I've got some beautiful garbage picked raspberries. I've got some tomatoes garbage picked. I could have had cucumbers, but I just said, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to eat them or not. Oh, and I got lettuce. I got bags of lettuce. I have about 4 of those. And I've got designs on those because I've got jalapeno ranch dressing and such. So I'll be busy eating those very shortly. An update for you. I'm about, no, I'd love to say I'm a mile from the store. I am not. I'm about a half mile away, if that. And with it being 11:30, that's 5 hours. It's roughly speaking, 3 miles an hour. That will not be the case here because I got this big bag of groceries. I would say it was probably around 2.7. So I would say that right now, with 5 hours in, I'm at around 13 and a half miles. And with another half, 14. And then by the time I get home, this is going to be another 1, 2, 3. It's going to be another 3.5 miles. So I'm going to be looking right now at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to be back, and I'll be doing, roughly speaking, thing in there. People go in there and drink. Incredible. So I will be looking at numbers like 16 miles, 16 and a half miles today. Look at that buzzard. He's probably got one. I don't know what he's got there. Hey, Mr. Buzzard, what do you got there? Those are called turkey buzzards. They're pretty big. What do you got there? Oh, it's a lizard. Yeah, it's a lizard. The dead lizard out there. He probably found it somewhere else and then dragged it out over there so that he doesn't have to be bothered with the cars. Folks, it was carnage with these lizards, and it may equal the death rate that we had in 2008. Just absolutely mind-boggling to see these things. As I walk, I see them all the time. Take care, folks. Subscribe, be nobody. Get out there and walk. And be grateful, and be grateful for this channel, because I tell you everything the way it is. All right? I share my whole life with you. It's so exciting. Take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.